All right, joining us now on the phone line, thanks to the horrendous New York City traffic, is my old friend, Mr. Rudy Sarzo. Rudy.
Eddie, how you doing?
Are you in the Lincoln Tunnel?
No, actually, because, we even tried to get on the line to get inside the Lincoln Tunnel. It was impossible. So, I actually grew up around here in West New York. So I asked my friend, Jeffrey Gerson, who was the one who picked me up, he said, why don't we just, we can make it, I can make arrangements to call in. Of course, I'd rather be there, But right now I'm standing looking at the city on the Riverwalk in West New York, where I actually grew up at. So it's a lot of great memories.
Well,
and another great memory, you playing Stargazer. Oh, my God. You just took me to me being on stage with Ronnie.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs of all time. Oh, my God.
I was going to ask you if you guys did, I was going to ask you if you did that when you were in Dio with him. Was that in the set when you were playing?
It was a cosmic, magical experience. That song, they're all the songs, but there was something about Ronnie singing rainbow songs that it was just like, oh my God! Because that was the first time I heard him, during his rainbow years.
Yeah. And
there was one song that I begged to do, and that was "Gates of Babylon."
Yeah.
And when I first joined the band, and he said, "Oh no, we tried it before," and I said, "Please, Ronnie, we'll just rehearse it once, and if you don't like it, we'll just drop it." So we did it, and they said, okay, kid, it stays in. And we did it for about a couple of tours, and that was such an experience to do that song. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, he still sang them so well right up to the very end, too.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And, of course, I saw Rudy not too long ago at some of the Dio charity events for the 5th anniversary of Ronnie's passing and all the charity stuff that happened in L.A. a few weeks ago. And now, Rudy, you are out on tour with Tracy Guns, and Mark from Bullet Boys was just in here a little while ago. We were trying to figure this out. You are now in 2 different bands with Tracy, right?
Yes, we are. We're trying to find a 3rd band.
Wait, you're trying to do 3 bands, so you have a trilogy with Tracy?
The Tracy trilogy, yes.
But the band you're out now opening for or touring with Bullet Boys, is this Gunzo?
This is Gunzo, yes. This is Gunzo. And as you haven't figured it out yet, it's Guns and we're just going Sarzo. That's what it's all about. So, but it's we have a great bunch of guys in the band. We have Keith St. John on vocals, who was Ronnie Montrose last singer. And we have a young drummer, Shane Fitzgibbon, and
I think we just lost Rudy. See if we can get him to call back, but that was definitely just clipped right out there. Hold on a second. Rudy enjoying the New York City skyline, and his cell just went right out. Hold on a second. I'm texting him the number to call. We should get him back in a minute. And we will continue for a few minutes with Rudy Sarzo, who is, as we were just mentioning, in 2 bands now with Tracy Guns. This band Gunzo, which is now touring with Bullet Boys, that it sounds to me, and we'll get this clarification from Rudy, is more of like covers and music from everybody in the band's history as opposed to new original stuff. But I think we got Rudy back.
Yeah, well,
we lost you there, Rudy. Go ahead.
Yeah. The strategy was, we want to go old school when we make the record. We want to be familiar with each other as musicians, which is what we used to every band. For example, when I recorded Metal Health, I was already familiar with the guys in Quiet Riot because I already played with them. So even though I was still in Ozzy when I went in to record the record, I already played a lot of those songs in Dubrow and Slick Black Cadillac and the original Quiet Riot with Randy. So I wanted, we went, Tracy and I, we talked about it and said, let's go out there and learn how we play together instead of just going in, making a record, and then going out on the road and finding out what we are. So right now we're getting to really know each other musically, which is really helping shape up the songs that are going to be on the new record.
So you're going to do new original music with this band Gunzo?
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
Okay, but you also have now joined Devil City Angels, which Eric Brittingham was in, but Tracy's also in that, and you've joined that band as well, correct?
Yes, I joined after the record was completely finished. Eric played on the entire record, and for some reason that I don't really know, he left the band, and so they asked me to come in.
And have you done live gigs with them yet, Rudy?
Not yet. We did a video. We did the video for Boneyard, and it's doing really well. Gotten a lot of hits in less than a week. So that's great to see that there's people out there really into the band. But I'm really looking forward to all of us getting together and doing something and touring.
I hope you like Tracy Guns because you're in two bands with him.
I'm stuck with him. Yes.
Do you have a long history with him?
We've toured together. Yeah, Quiet Riot and LA Guns did a lot of touring, and now that we're playing in the same band, we realize that we have so much in common because he's actually part of the second generation of the Sunset Strip, and we talk about that a lot. We both played in the same places, the Whiskey and the Roxy, and he played Gazzari's and stuff like that, and so it's kind of like the second generation that came after bands like Quiet Riot and Motley Crue and Dokken, got signed. Well, that was the new generation that came in after that was inspired by the bands that we were in, for the next generation. So we get to talk a lot about that. And Tracy is a big, he studies a lot of Randy Rhoads. He's influenced by his music a lot. And so we talk a lot about, what we're going to incorporate into our own music that is part of what we grew up playing and listening to back in the day.
Right. So the Devil City Angels record is done. That'll come out, but you joined too late to play on it, but you're in the band. And then as far as Gunzo, you have not recorded anything with that band yet.
No, we're busy right now. We are at a point that we could actually go into pre-production and start working on music because it's been a really fast ride as far as all of us getting together and coming together as a band. So right now, we're actually looking forward to our next break and actually working on new material.
And how are you enjoying this tour with Bullet Boys?
It's been unbelievable. I've known Mark since he was like 17 years old. And the guys in the band are just fantastic, great musicians and great guys to hang with and basically travel with, So it's fantastic. And also the Killer Bees. And I don't know, I've talked to Paul yet. Chapman?
Paul's coming in, and he'll be here at, I got so many guests tonight, he'll be here at 8:30.
Yeah, I've known Paul since UFO supported Ozzy back in 1982 during Diary of the Madman.
Well, I am, as you know, and everybody knows, a huge UFO fan, and I actually am a huge fan of the era of the band with Paul. I think Paul's era of that band is overlooked a little bit because he was the guy that replaced Schenker, but I love the records he made with UFO.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I'm not familiar with this band he's playing with now, though. They're from Sweden, are they?
Yes, I believe the drummer's from Canada, but he was down in Florida, too.
Okay.
So, tremendous band, incredible band. Oh, musically, they're so tight, everything. Great guys, too. You're going to love them.
Well, listen, man, I don't want to keep you. I want you to, enjoy your night in New York or New Jersey, wherever you are, and I appreciate you checking in for a few minutes, and we'll look forward. We'll look forward to Gunzo, and I'm going to play Devil City Angels right now, actually. I'll play a track from one of the early songs that was sent to me.
Great. Thank you so much, Eddie, and we'll see you tomorrow, my friend. God bless.
Take care, Rudy. Rudy Sarzo checking in for a few minutes here on Eddie Trunk Live, Trunk Nation, Sirius XM 39. All right, so I'm going to play Devil City Angels, which the recording you're about to hear features Eric Brittingham, Tracy Guns, Brandon Gibb, and Ricky Rocket. However, as you just heard Rudy say, he has now replaced Eric Brittingham, but Eric plays on the record still. You need a scorecard sometimes. Trust me, I do. And this is what I do for a living. This song is called Bad Decisions from Devil City Angels. Couple songs, and let me ask you about a few other things about this film, too, that I always wanted to ask you. Rudy, you clearly have a strong relationship with Rudy Sarzo. Rudy's in the film. Rudy comes to your house.
Yep.
But there's a quick moment in it with Carlos. Where are you at with Carlos? Because it doesn't seem like Carlos was all that thrilled to have been
Yeah, it's the situation with Carlos is interesting because I think he's great. I think he's one of the best guitar players I've ever worked with. He's very, very original. But Carlos and I, even back in the day, even during the glory days, we never had anything in common. We just traveled with different people, had different friends circle, and I don't think he's very supportive about a Quiet Riot that doesn't include him by his own choice, and a Quiet Riot that continues. So he's not very supportive in that regard. I don't take it personal, I wish him the best, and I think he's great, and Rat are lucky to have him. But
does he think that Quiet Riot shouldn't exist because Kevin's not here? Is that his vibe, or do you?
No, I just don't. He distanced himself from Quiet Riot a long time ago. You have to remember the last time that both Rudy and Carlos were in Quiet Riot was in 2003. And then Kevin did some stuff for about a year, and when Kevin called me up and he wanted to do Quiet Riot again, the stipulation was, from Kevin's point of view, is he did not want Rudy to be involved, because for whatever reason, he has issues or had issues with Rudy. And I said, I think it might be a good idea to have Carlos involved because, he's one of the 3 mental health guys. And he said to me, I leave that up to you. And I went to Carlos, and he was not interested. His excuse was that he was not going to do it unless Rudy did it, fully knowing that there was no way that Kevin would do it if Rudy was involved.
Right.
So he shut himself out, in 2003.
So, Regina, for you, that's a part of the story that obviously you weren't able to get his. I mean, I think you caught him. I guess he was playing with Rat. I think it was maybe at M3 or something,
yeah,
right?
Correct.
It was.
So were you? How were you able to? Did he know what he was talking to you for? Did you kind of bum rush him a little bit and surprise him?
I TMZ'd him.
Did you TMZ him?
Yeah, which is legal on public property.
Oh, so you don't even need a release when you do
No.
something? Oh, okay.
If you talk to somebody in public, you're good.
And the amazing thing about it is that I've had no communication with Carlos whatsoever from 2003 up to that point. And when I saw him, it was all smiles and it was great. And I was happy to see him. He seemed to be happy to see me. But I think when the door closes and he goes into one corner and I go into another one, it is what it is.
Mm. And listen, that's not uncommon with so many bands. I mean, the bond, which makes the bond and the friendship you had with Kevin even more special.